Hello. Right, today I'm going to talk about chess positioning. And it's very interesting that if you take the theory that chess should mirror a war scenario, then you find that the Indian game of chess, the earlier version, Chaturanga, actually have the rajas or the kings not facing in line with each other. So in other words, if you see the chessboard that I have placed on top in the video, you'll find that they're in different columns, one side versus the other. And I thought this was very significant in terms of modeling a war scenario for the starting of a war. Why are wars commenced? What are the root causes of war? And one of the key points, of course, is that the leaders do not see eye to eye with each other. Whereas if you look at English chess, you will find that the chess on a English chess board, and you see I put it up so that you can then compare. You find that the kings face each other, direct on the column E. Meaning therefore to say that they do see eye to eye. After all, they're looking at each other eyeball to eyeball. And of course, alright, I'm trying to bring this up because you find that the problem between Ukraine and Russia is that they still are at the negotiating table. They have yet to see eyeball to eyeball. And of course, you find that negotiation is something that I've done early in my career. And one of the interesting movie that I've been watching, and that is the French title it At War, or they call it in French Engouré. And it's interesting that you find that in that movie that it mirrors that, right, when workers are at war, they go on strike because there is no concurrent, they do not agree the same fact, but they do not agree looking at those facts, those same set of figures, and the inferences that they draw from it. And it's interesting that the whole idea of why you have negotiation, the whole negotiation process is to enable both sides to come to a compromise. And I was also involved writing a book, and it was a book on Vietnam. When I was in Vietnam, I was invited by the US ILO to run the workshop on mediation. Not exactly conciliation, but mediation is where the mediator facilitates two parties to meet together, but does not intervene in the process itself and letting both parties. The theory is, of course, two reasonable persons meeting, talking to each other, hopefully could come to a compromise. And it is really about both parties compromising, and then so that to stop this horrendous war with unnecessary killing and civilian and the suffering of so many people. Well, I hope that the both parties, it is Ukraine-Russia conflict, will see eyeball to eyeball, or at least come to some form of compromise. And what do I do? Of course, husband and wife will have arguments sometimes. And my understanding with my wife is that some issues we just simply have to agree to disagree for the time being. Eventually, the dispute may be over something that is not less trivial, right? Thank you so much, right?